Of the 52 species registered as a Class 2 and above on the Galactic Development Scale, 49 have some form of artistic self-expression, or art. Of the 3 that do not, 2 are hive mind-like species with no individualism, and the 1 is a synthetic, robotic society governed by a centralized AI. They aren't the kind that particularly care about art or aesthetics. The most common art form in the galaxy by far is visual art. Paintings, statues, dioramas, all 49 species perform some form of visual art. From the glorious Clixian Hydra statues, to the surreal, psychonically laced murals that the Dollhan are so fond of making. Most galactic species have a visual sense as their primary one, so art is centralized around it. Some species express a more unique form of art, commonly called body art or dancing. It involves the movement of one's physical vessel in artistic, often graceful fashion. Warlike species do it as a form of pre-battle intimidation, showcasing their dexterity and strength. A fine example is the Devonian battle steps. Powerful stomping, combined with guttural shouting and the brandishing of their ceremonial, but no less deadly weapons. More gentle-hearted species use dance to tell tales, as the Vlixian. Well, the most pronounceable name for their dance, it is the Vlixveen. Insectoid species have oft such strange names for things. Verbal art also exists, the crafting and retelling of tales, stories, and histories for a vocal medium, often accompanied by actors physically acting or reenacting the story. Humans have a particularly interesting form of that they call drama theatre. Truly, if you have a chance to observe a play of theirs, you absolutely must. Written tales, like books, fall into this category too, though even human writing pales by to Coley scroll tales. Speaking of humans, they have a truly unique form of self-expression, one that completely suffuses their society. An auditory form of artistic expression they call music. The combination of sound and speech in a rhythmic method. Combine rhythm and pitch, you get something the humans call a melody. A cascade of frequencies following a specific sequence and speed. Add speech, you have a song. From their very primitive history to this very day, humans create music for a wide array of mechanical devices they call instruments. They come in so many varieties. From impact-based percussion instruments, to instruments that work by vibrating a string that's pulled tight between 2 points. Sometimes it's a membrane instead of a string, or even airflow that's disrupted in such a way to create tones. If a physical instrument is not available, humans use synths to digitally mimic them. It should be noted that humans are not unique in creating sounds. A lot of species do so for transferring information. The sound of a siren informing those who hear it of imminent danger, or a sequence of notes used in advertisements as a mimetic device. If you hear those notes, you will likely recall the advertisement. Sound carries information. All species that have hearing use this fact, but for humans, sound is much more. Sound carries emotions. It carries thought, feelings, sensations even. Expose a human to certain melodies and they start feeling dread, or joy, or tension, or sadness. Humans enjoy music as it elicits emotions and memories in them. Music has so deeply suffused human society, it is commonly used to manipulate their emotional state to match whatever the artist desires. When in one of their plays, pay close attention to the music that accompanies. When the story turns sad, grim, and dark, the music's frequencies turn low and deep. The tones slow down in speed. They wax and wane like an ocean of sadness. But when happiness needs to be conveyed, the speed picks up. Notes become shorter and higher in frequencies. They jump up and down, left and right, almost like the music itself is alive and responding to the story by jumping for joy. And when a battle is afoot, the tones become brusque and thumping, slamming, clashing, almost like the sounds of guns and steel in the war they convey. Beyond the conveyance of emotion, humans listen to music for their own entertainment. You can very easily tell whether a human is listening to music, as their heads bob, feet tap, hands clap, all to the rhythm of the beat. Even when exposed to mundane sounds, humans can quickly find a rhythm in it, and they start verbalizing. Not too long ago, the lock to a hatch in my facility failed. The intense wind caused it to start clattering at a steady pace of 2 strikes per second. Jake, my personal assistant, quickly started to bob his head and make strange noises he called scatting. And just like that, a human made music from the clatter of a hatch. Leave them with any object that can create a noise when striking another, and you'll find them making their own improvised instruments within minutes. I think I will call this phenomenon time to music, or TTM. I must end my log here for now. Jake brought a couple of bands to my attention for research purposes. He insists that digital files do not carry the same quality as physical media, procured large polymer discs he calls vinyls, and an archaic device to play the embedded audio. The covers of these discs are pleasantly decorated, and I can read the human English script well enough to make out some of the names. Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, such curious names.